is for you.
What is good? What damn, we already got 7 people in here. Yeah. I'm probably not the most popular person right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start it off like that. But we are here, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this, y'all. But what it is, good. You know what it is, it's Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. I'm here with my boy Brandon. Say what up to the people.
How's it going, guys?
You're gonna be the liked one on this stream. I can already tell. But obviously the Eagles lose. I was upset. I'm still upset, obviously. I was a little bit more upset with Wentz than maybe I should have. I did make that video in my defense before he made that little comeback. But listen, in my defense, me and you were talking about it a little bit in the back room, and I kind of want to just keep going with that conversation because it was a good one. I understand that I was bugging out, saying that he should be benched.
Just a little bit.
But my thing is, I'm tired of seeing the same mistakes. I'm tired of, and I understand he is not playing with a full deck of cards, if even a deck of cards. He's got an Uno card.
Literally.
But yeah, he said, what comeback? You know what I mean, man. You know what I mean. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. I just need to see the things that to be doing the same mistakes when you were a rookie, to be doing them in your 5th year, getting paid $100 million. The kid has heart. He has 100% heart, and he willed this team back to a respectable score, if you know what I'm saying, at the very least. I'm just, it's hard, and you brought up a good point. It's hard when you have somebody in the back that, has kind of a little bit of clout, so it makes it a little bit difficult. But how do you feel? I know you definitely was not up for what I put in the video. So definitely give your side of you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when you dropped the video, we were talking in the group chat. It's just like, what is this dude talking about? Like, yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad. Don't get me wrong. Like, it stinks seeing the Eagles play the way that they are. We should be better than this. People had us as like playoff contenders. This division should be ours. I mean, we're the only team that didn't have a brand new head coach. We had the quote unquote continuity, at least with the coaching aspect, and all this. And now we're in week 6. Yeah, right. Because we're 4-1. That's yeah. Week 6, and we're terrible. Like, we beat the 49ers. But we beat a banged up 49ers. We didn't even get like their all. Like, imagine if they had all their healthy people. We could be 0-4 or 0-5-1.
And they look terrible the next week.
Oh yeah, they got whomped by the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So, but I personally, as much as I'm mad about everything, I can't be the one to put this all on Wentz. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say bench Wentz. I'm not doing any of that. There's a lot of things going on. Jamon Brown looked trash in the beginning of this game. And I get it. He needs to get his feet wet. But, I mean, did they not line Fletcher Cox up against him or something in practice to, like, get ready for, like, big boy defense? Like, he was looking terrible getting pushed back into Carson. That first sack was on him. Solely, literally the first play of the game, he was pushed back 10 yards. Like, how does that happen? Like, now I understand how Madden ratings are. When you look at an offensive lineman and it's like pass block 55, it's like, how? He's an NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it.
On
TV.
That's a 55. He's a 55. Yeah, I mean, Jamon looked terrible. Go ahead.
And then you got that, and then, like, big plays early on, the Hightower drop. Like, that's not on Carson. That's on Hightower. Hightower catches that. He might have the wheels to take that, if not to the house, maybe to, like, the 20 to 10-yard line. Like, we could be in the red zone on that play. That's, like, a momentum switch right there. Yes, it's early on, but those are just big plays that we cannot miss on something so easy. That was a duck. Like, that's something that you drop one of the bullet passes that are going across the field, something crazy, but something like that just lays in your hands. Like, I feel like Pee Wee players can catch that. Like, that should have been caught.
Yeah, like, but, I know it's hard to put everything on him, and I'm not trying to. And I said even in the video, I'm not saying that the loss was solely on him, and I'm not saying that any of our losses are really all on him. It's just there was a different spark when Jalen Hurts went in there. And I know you kind of laughed when I said it, but at the end of the day, when we had like -5 yards, Jalen Hurts goes in there, we break a couple yards.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care if he was all the way on the other side of the field. I don't.
Yo, Carson was blocking on that play.
He was. But it's just, I need to see either creativity. So it's just something is killing me with this. You know what I'm saying?
If Miles Sanders could throw the ball, it would have been the same effect. Like, I don't think the fact that Hurts comes in is not more along the lines like, oh man, this guy's super nasty. It's the fact that he is versatile with his feet and throwing the ball. And he's fast. I mean, it is what it is. Carson is not that fast anymore, and he's super clumsy. He looks like he has 2 left feet when he tries to run the ball at times. But putting Hurts in, I don't know if, it gave us a spark, but there were still kind of like basic read option plays. There was nothing like super crazy about it. The craziest one was the one where Hurts threw it back to Carson. Carson threw it back to him. And I just don't understand why Hurts felt the need to spin around a defensive end. Like, you should be fast enough as a scrambling quarterback to just keep running straight up the field and not get caught from behind. But I mean, in the moment, I can't say anything because I'm not in there in the moment. So maybe he just felt like he needed to do a whole spin move and show some flashiness for 3 yards. But things like that, that's creative. But just doing a quick like read option, you could do a wildcat with Miles Sanders and probably get the same production.
I mean, hopefully Miles Sanders is fine. At the end of the game, he did come out. Or not the end of the game, but towards the end of the game, he did come out. So we got to see what's up with him. But like I said, it's just too much inconsistency from Carson Wentz for me. Like, at one time, and then my thing also is like, when the players make great plays, like that the Fulgham touchdown at the end where Wentz basically threw it up in the air. I mean, Wentz just like it was a prayer.
Yo, what are you talking about? That pass was perfect. That's where he meant to throw it.
It hit him in the chest. Like, my man went and jumped for that ball, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand wanting to give our quarterback his kudos. And that run was big boy. You know what I'm saying? When we were in the group chat and I was like, big boy, I was just talking junk about Wentz. And as soon as that happened, I was like, okay, Wentz, big boy play. Okay, like that, I'll give you. That was all him. That was literally 110% Wentz. Right. But you have to give these receivers the kudos they deserve as well. And Wentz just does not get the ball out quick enough. I understand that this offensive line was beat up. They were terrible. They were worse than terrible. Can't overstate that. But, quarterbacks have played with terrible offensive lines before. You know what I'm saying? It's about making manageable things. And even at the 2-point conversions, as a quarterback, you just brought it all the way down the field. So this is on Doug and this is on Wentz, in my opinion. I don't care. You have to have the cojones and tell Doug, nah, bro, I just brought it down the whole field. Right. Put it in my arm. Let me make this play. You know what I'm saying? So I need a quarterback that's going to do that. Right. Like, it's hard, because like I said, he didn't have a team, but it's just, I need to see something from Wentz, man.
I don't even know what Doug was thinking when he literally ran that exact same play with Jalen Hurts earlier in the game. Like, let me run that back with Carson this time. Like, why? They're fast enough on that defense. They're too fast on that defense. Do the things that have worked every time they've gone for like 2 points. And I swear every time it's been like a rollout, like bullet pass to the outside or something, or Carson finds someone in the zone, like is able to get someone there. Don't read. Why are we running that read option? That made no sense. If anything, if you're going to run the ball, just hand it off from the running back so he can like dive over the offensive line or something. You're already running the ball out of shotgun. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage. You're a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now you have to run up even more. So that's even more yards. I don't know. It's questionable and not the best play call I've ever seen.
Shout out to my boy Philly Fresh. My boy, I know Philly Fresh is disappointed in me right now. You know what I'm saying? I know he's upset right now, man. It's just I feel like I've been given the same, and trust me, you can ask Brandon, man. I've been even to the point of blindly faithful in Carson Wentz for the most part of his career, even up to last week. You could say that I was kind of just, we have to give him time, but it's just I can't keep saying the same thing for the same person. It's just like he holds. I understand. I understand that our offensive line was bad, and I'm not in a winning situation, especially when he came back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he would have been terrible for the whole game, then maybe some more people would be on my side. But he came back, he showed a little something, and he showed the heart. But he said, "You was bugging, bro, but I feel it, frustrating." I feel you, man. It is what it is. Like I said, you see the title. My bad, Carson. It is what it is. I appreciate you coming out, showing your heart. Me personally, I still would have took him out in the second half. Even looking back, knowing that we still lost with the 2 point, I would have losing him in that game makes no sense when you have a division game coming up on Thursday. To me, you know what I'm saying? If you lose that game, if you lose this game, you still have a chance in the division because the division is so bad. You know what I'm saying?
So with that same logic, why bench Wentz in the second half? Why even put that stress out there? If this division is still, especially if the Cowboys lose tomorrow night, we have the Giants and Cowboys back to back before our bye week. So why even do all that? Whereas, okay, we might be losing this game, we might lose. At least give Carson and these younger guys a chance to keep getting the reps in. But instead, you want to take Carson out and
he was
hopefully
getting
that. Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I mean,
what if he got hurt? If he would have got hurt, then we lose our quarterback.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah, it's a double-edged sword. You just don't know.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I'm saying this now, looking back after I'm saying maybe I was wrong. Now obviously I'm trying to look for excuses. So it is what it is. But at the same time, you don't want your guy. It just didn't make sense to me. We were getting killed out there, and I saw a lot of Carson Wentz that I didn't like, and at the end he did his thing. Like I can't take that away from him, but it was frustrating. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about what the main thing about this really is. This is what I really want to talk about. What is going on with Zachariah Ertz? I got to come up with a good name for him because he has gone missing.
Bro, and Carson was throwing the ball his way, and it just wasn't connecting, man. It's something else. It's like it's a complete drop off in the last 3 years. I've never even seen this. Like, yeah, maybe Ertz, like when you draft Ertz, when we first got him, we were more of like that run blocking tight end. Like Selleck was getting all the looks, like all the first reps and all that. And then Ertz goes off, and then we have this whole like Wentz to Ertz. And now we're not hearing that anymore. And I don't know if it's just they're not communicating well. There's something behind the scenes between maybe Ertz doesn't feel like Wentz is trying to really advocate for him, like how some other players are like, my quarterback's not advocating for me and get all upset about that. I don't know if there's some rift there, but even so, it's like he's barely like Wentz is trying to force him. I think there was a sequence that I was reading because I wasn't able to catch the end of the game, was like Wentz threw the ball to him like 3 times in a row, and at least in his direction. And 2 out of the 3 times it didn't hit. So it's just like, and then he got hurt. So it's just like, what's going on? I have no idea.
Yeah, hopefully he has to figure something out. Shout out to Philly Insider Podcast. Go sub them up if you haven't. It says Carson stepped up today, even on the near interceptions. He was getting hit before he even had time to read the field. Yeah. Some of those, it's like, hold the ball. Don't throw the ball. Like, he just throws some balls up, and it's just like, why even? And I understand you're not going to break every tackle. You're not going to break every sack, get out the pocket on every play. But like you said, in 2017, he looked so athletic. And even last year, towards the end of the year, he was running around, gunning the ball. Now I feel like he waits till the fourth quarter to do that. You know what I'm saying? He has to be down by 2 scores or more to do that. Shout out to Y Sway. He says the only problem with people saying, but Jalen Hurts besides can't block for more than 2 seconds. Breaking sacks too. Yeah, our offensive line can't really. Our offensive line sucked, but Wentz still had time. Wentz was not getting 2 seconds. They had 6 sacks. They had 16 QB hits. That's not good.
That's a lot.
Not good. That's not good. But he still had plays that he threw some balls some errant balls. Like I'm fishing at this point, but
yeah,
I'm still upset.
There's errant balls, but it'll be definitely good to see, like, going back to the film and looking at the film and seeing, all right, is Wentz really holding the ball this long? Or when you're looking at those first 4 seconds of a play before the sack comes, are those wide receivers all covered? or because we can't see the whole play all the time. Sometimes the camera only shows us like the front area and we don't see down the field. So are the play calls medium to long plays? Are they short plays? Are the wide receivers running these routes and they're just covered and Wentz has nowhere to go? Next thing you know, he doesn't have a chance to look at his third progression because he's getting hit.
Yeah, no, facts. And yeah, that's actually kind of what he said. Also, can't blame Wentz when Peterson's calling plays with routes that take 45 seconds to develop, and the Ravens are known for exotic blitzes. Right. Yeah, he did not definitely make him look good. He said Doug is drunk and he is sorry. Facts, but yeah, bro, it's like I feel like I've been beating that dead horse. At this point, I'm ready to see everybody go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like so ready to just pull the lever and just say start over because it's just so frustrating, man. It's like I truly do feel like we have talent, especially with Zach Ertz, Miles Sanders. I think that's a good twosome. We've seen what Travis Fulgham could do. We've seen what Greg Ward can do. We have not seen that this year, and I know the offensive line is probably a big root of that issue. Yeah. But I just don't see it being this huge and like for everybody to just be making dumb decisions. You know what I'm saying? Let's be happy JJ Arcega-Whiteside finally gets a touchdown.
He got that. He was hyped.
He looked like he just got a birthday cake. He was going wild.
That goes with the sloppiness of our team right now, though. It's just like, even with such a great run by Miles, and granted, he only had 9 touches. He got hurt today, but he had 9 touches for 118 yards, and that one run was like 70-something of those 118. So obviously we want Doug to run the ball more, but we got behind early quick. But it just goes to the sloppiness. He gets all the way down there and then fumbles. Like if JJ wasn't there running with them as like a just in case, that's going to be a turnover. Greg Ward, he got the ball knocked out of his arms. Thankfully, it rolled out of bounds. Carson pulled the Madden. You run with the quarterback 5 yards up the field and they get hit, they fumble. He just can't hold on to the ball. But it's just sloppy. Like, yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah, and then Wiseway said I thought Matt Pryor was bad, but Jamon Brown. Yeah, Jamon Brown, if I was them, I would be sitting at the front of the bus like, listen, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have a bus.
Yeah, they're home. He's out.
Yeah, they're at home. I would just go to the car. I would have like a pink slip on his window. You know what I'm saying? Like they do those church flyers. Just be like, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? Just don't come back. Just you're good.
Like I was kind of hyped on him because like he was saying the key words. Like I was reading online like some of his quotes. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to be out there for this week. Like I'm gonna bring my personality, my aggression, and like kind of hopefully get everyone hyped up. And then the first play of the game, he's driven back like 5 yards.
He sacked Wentz. Like
literally.
That's like that has to be a record. I've never seen that. Like I'm gonna have literally my title is gonna be our offensive line sacked Wentz more than, you know what I'm saying, like, or something like that, because it's ridiculous, man. And then if we want to have a good, another positive, Nathan Gary got his first pass deflection of the year, so that's awesome. That defense is freaking abysmal this year. I don't even.
He missed some assignments too. Like there was some gap reads that he just wasn't there. Like another Lamar Jackson long run. Like I think Singleton might have overplayed the run a little bit. He was a little bit off to the side, but then Nathan Gary wasn't there either. Next thing you know, he's running behind Lamar Jackson. You ain't catching him. Like he should have been in that gap. At least shuffle over and get in his way, make him juke you or something. You just weren't there. And there was a couple plays like that. And it's just like, when are these guys going to learn, or just get these young guys in and let them make mistakes and learn from mistakes?
Let me ask you a question, not to beat a horse, but not to beat the dead horse. But so he said the only reason we should be moving on from Carson Wentz is if he gets hurt or if we get a first round pick, I assume, of the draft this year. Now, just to play devil's advocate, would you do that if like the Dolphins came up to you and was like, we'll give you a first round pick this year for Carson, we'll take on his salary, everything?
That'd be risky biz. That's tough, because then you have to really hope that Jalen Hurts is the real deal, and then you have to use those draft picks and hope to God that you hit, because that means you'll get 2 first-round picks. So you'll probably end up drafting an offensive lineman, and then honestly, you probably don't even get an offensive player at that point. You probably end up getting like a defensive player, so it doesn't even help. Like we need so much, and I think it starts with more. It's more than Carson. It's that I think it's Howie. Howie hasn't done the greatest job as of lately. Like I think we've been saying this. He just needs to stick to the contracts and stick to the numbers, and let other people do like the getting the players and all that. And then we just creativity. We just don't have the players. We just
he said, "Nah, I meant the first pick, so we take Trevor Lawrence." All right.
Oh no, not that either. I don't.
You wouldn't take Trevor Lawrence? You would just hope that you'd rather like stick with Hurts and use that for something else if that was to happen.
Right, because we need more than just honestly, if we could get the first overall pick, maybe even just unless there was someone with outstanding, like out of this world talent, you could package that too and have like 4 picks and like be able to build the team as just straight young guys.
Facts. And then they said we can't draft. Facts. The way Howie has drafted, I'd rather trade away all the 7 draft picks. I feel you. My boy Kevin Thomas, this is the realest comment of the year. JJ had a career day. LOL, a scoop TD and 2-point conversion. He still sucks. Facts. I think he's surprised that he had all that involvement today. True, we could trade back. You guys are right, but it's Doug, Jim, Howie. We gotta figure it out. Are they?
It's upper management.
Yeah, we gotta figure this out. If they're gonna, man, because it's weird. Because if you look at what Doug did, Doug came in, right? We were under horrible management, obviously with Chip Kelly and coaching and all that. And Doug came in, and in 2 years he had a Super Bowl team. Are we that kind of team? Are we really just some coaching, pieces away or a GM away from being, a Super Bowl contender again? Or does it become a full rebuild? You know what I'm saying? I would like to know your opinion on that. Do you think we could become a...
It's tough to say because if you look at, like, let's say if we got everyone back off IR and everyone was healthy, that's literally adding a whole nother team to our team. Like literally our IR team is like a whole other team. I think we have like 8, 9, or 10 people on IR.
A whole offensive line.
If we get all that, if we get all those players back, that's kind of rebuilding in a sense. Like if we can get all that talent, the ones that we thought were going to be starters from day one, and then everyone's playing at high levels, I don't see why this couldn't be a playoff team. I mean, I'm hoping that Alshon and DJX didn't play today because they're going to bring them out for Thursday night's matchup against the Giants. And we could warm them up and get them into and maybe ball out against a not that great team.
Yeah.
If we lose against the Giants, I don't even know. I don't even want to get into that yet. It's only Sunday. We got a couple days to warm up into that. But that should be a game where we come in and then we really get ready for the Cowboys. Because if we can beat both teams back to back, then we have a good shot. We could be number 1 with 3 wins.
Yeah, big facts, bro. I mean, man, we have every chance to get healthy at the right time. I know Brandon Brooks is eligible to come off PUP in 2 or 3 weeks, which is pretty nice, but he obviously wouldn't be playing for a while. But still, he could be back for the playoffs possibly if we make it. Obviously Lane Johnson, I don't think he's going to be playing Thursday, but he should be back after that. Like you said, maybe Alshon and D-Jax are back this week. Hopefully Ertz isn't hurt now, and hopefully Miles is fine. But we, like you said, you are right. I have to 100% agree with you. If we do get that talent back, it becomes a whole different team. To your point, my boy Y Sway, I know I'm probably gonna miss it now because everybody commented to him man quick. Y Sway said we have 12 plus on IR right now. So yeah, that's basically a starting 11 and then 1. So yeah, we could basically start a whole practice squad team. Damage mad comments. I'm missing comments. Y'all commenting too quick. But yeah, man, it's a tough loss, bro. It is a tough loss. So do you think we can pull this out and turn it around against the Giants?
You gotta hope. I mean, we don't want to just sit here and kind of put the season to a wash or anything like that. I mean, we have a solid enough team to do better, especially in this division. Like we're fortunate. Like if the whole division was playing well and everyone was having multiple wins, like 4-1, and we're just sitting back, like for instance, the AFC North. If we were just the Bengals of that division right now, then I'd be like, damn, this is a wrap. But because we're still in it and everyone kind of stinks in our division, I'm hoping that this could be the turnaround Thursday, because we've been putting points up the last 2 weeks. That was one of the first couple weeks we didn't put that much points up. Like, we struggled to get to 20, and as of lately, we've been putting up to 30 or right around there. So that's a good amount of points, and that could win you games. We just need to make sure we get those points in when we're not down by 14, but like being like we can get that lead and hold it. So we're getting a little bit better on offense, but it's still a struggle. The fact that we have to wait so long.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question, because they're saying that we're looking at getting a linebacker is what I saw on Twitter. I can't remember exactly who said it, but they were talking about getting a linebacker. Howie Roseman's obviously looking to get somebody before the trade deadline. Do you think that would, maybe be the big piece? I think especially and what happened to Will Parks? Did Will Parks even play?
I think so, but
because I didn't hear his name once. But anyways, back to my. I'm sorry.
I don't think Will Parks. I think the hype about him was that we were going to get some more depth. He's like we could have used him as in a Jenkins role in the box. But I mean, if you look at his stats, I mean, he's never really been a starter, and he has like maybe one interception each year he's played, and he has tackles and all that, but it's not like he's like this big name that we got. It's not like we got Cam Chancellor or something crazy.
Yeah, no, facts.
I mean, he's another role guy that I would thought that we were getting in for depth, and it was just like with him and Nicole Roby, who hasn't been that great either, and it's just like we were just getting all this depth and everything, which I also thought we were going to have Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas and have all these like DBs, and right now, I don't know.
Shout out to Mr. T. Says it seems like Carson is healthy. When Carson is healthy, the team is decimated with injuries, and when he's hurt, the team is rather healthy. That is it's always something with our team right now. It's just killing us. This is a good thing too. We're not going to do this too long. We're probably going to hop off in a little bit. We just wanted to come on for a little while and say what up. But I'll read a couple more comments and then we'll get out of here. Shout out to Philly Insider again. He said, last 3 seasons we have turned it around versus New York. 2017, the 61-yard field goal gave us momentum. Then Foles made his first start against New York, week 15.
Yep. He had like 4 touchdowns that game.
And then he said week 2019 beat New York on Monday night, down 17-3 with Scott with the 3 touchdowns. Yep. To make the playoffs. Yeah, so maybe there's silver lining.
Right. So maybe the Giants are good luck. And if we lose, then, well, I'm assuming those stats will say opposite.
And then Wiseway said, I feel like it's the defense. 1 week, then the offense. 1 week, Will Parks played. He actually was on Mark Andrews. And you didn't hear anything about Mark Andrews. That's true. That's true. So that's not a bad thing. So good. I'm glad I asked. And I'm glad I have the smartest freaking, subscribers in the world, because they know everything. Especially Wiseway.
Wiseway knows it all.
Yeah, Wiseway be on it, bro. I better hear Wentz to Fulgham on Sundays for the next decade.
Fulgham had 75 yards today and a TD. This dude has been balling the last 3 games. Quietly. And he almost had that Hail Mary. Like, don't get me wrong, you hit him in the hands and like he created it a little bit, but that's a hard catch. Yeah, he had everyone draped on him. Like, if he would have came down with that would have been phenomenal. But the fact that he was able to get himself box out and get himself into position, that's commendable in itself. That means he's working hard. This dude's proven he wants to prove that he's meant to be in this league. And hey, that's a guy that we could use.
Yeah, not to quote, Bill Parcells, unfortunately I have to, but there's no trophies. There's no trophies for trying. But we have some bright spots on this team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that we can get this together. But, hey, Brandon, I just want to make sure I didn't get jumped on this live. So I appreciate you coming in and be the bouncer. You know what I'm saying? Because, they mad at me, bro. They mad at me. But we will be back probably tomorrow. Or at least I know I will be doing a video. I'm sure Brandon will get one out today or, this week. So, yeah. But you know what time it is. You know what it is. It's Fly Eagles Flying. We out here. Peace.